In this video we're going to explore the Triboelectric Series. Here's an example of a Triboelectric Series which shows the affinity that a material has for electrons. Here are some pieces of paper which are going to be used to look at the charge. So I'm going to rub some rods with some wool. Now I've got three rods which I'm going to be looking at. The first rod we've got is glass, which we can see here, acetate, which is up the top, and we've got ebonite, which is below the wool on the series. Now the higher up they go, the less affinity they have for electrons. So each of these are going to be rubbed with the wool, which you can see here. Now acetate is higher, which has less affinity for electrons than the wool. Ebonite is below, which has more, and glass and wool are in the same position. Now what we're hoping to see is that the acetate and the ebonite will be charged, whereas the wool won't. So let's start off by looking at the acetate when it's been rubbed by wool. Now I'm going to use friction by rubbing to really work on the acetate to move those electrons. Now the electrons in this case are going to move onto the wool, and I'm going to notice that the paper moves very quickly due to the charge. Now the charge in this case is going to be positive because the electrons have been rubbed off. So the next one I'm going to look at is ebonite. Now ebonite, when rubbed with wool, sits lower than the wool. This means that electrons will be rubbed off the wool and go onto the ebonite. This will make the ebonite negatively charged. Now when I place this close to the little pieces of paper, we should see some movement of these bits of paper. There you go, there's one at the bottom. And it actually hung in the air as we did that. Okay, so the last one that we're going to look at is what happens when we put glass and wool together. Now glass and wool are virtually in the same place. Now it says that glass has less affinity for electrons than the wool, but if we rub it vigorously, what we'll notice is it doesn't really matter how hard we rub it, we sort of get no effect. No electrons move onto the glass because they're in the same position. Okay, well I hope that sort of explained practically the idea of the Triboelectric Series. Thank you for watching.